just a little fella. I was born in Ohio, came to DC when I was like right under a year and a half old. So all I knew was DC. So, you know what I'm saying? I take that as being a native Washingtonian. I grew up in an area called Uptown, which is in the northwest sector of Washington, D.C. Only child by my mom, you know what I'm saying, was raised by my mom, you know, with help with grandma, aunts, uncle, you know what I'm saying, you know, the like or whatever. But your average rambunctious kid, because I was always into something. I wasn't shy or timid by the least bit, but always into some mischief to a certain degree. I wasn't a bad kid, but a mischievous one, I guess you could say, an active boy. That's what I was.
Now, what I love when I read your bio was how you included the grandmother, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, everybody. It's like it took a village. So was you that rambunctious that it took the village? Like you had to come get them?
Listen, it don't even stop there. The neighborhood, community. And, you know, in our age range, we came from a time where neighbors and other people had access to chastising you and putting hands on you if you was out of line, calling home or bringing you home.
That's right.
And you getting it again, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't none of this, nah, don't put your hand on my child, don't do this, and da-da-da-da. The village, the neighborhood.
That's right.
Listen, it's part of the reason why I'm still here today.
And that's part of the reason, I'm sure, why you do what you do, because you recognize that we are missing that we don't have those people sitting on the stoop snatching us up and telling us something like we did coming up, you know.
That's a fact.
And so you have 7 children. How many girls and how many boys?
4 boys and 3 girls.
Wow. And nobody has a favorite. I'm not going to say do you have a favorite child, but do you have one that you see yourself in already? Do you have one that you see, oh my God, they walking down my path?
I see something in all, I see parts of me in all my kids. So I can't single out one from the other when it comes to that. Because, you know, they all wear something of their daddy on and in them. You know what I'm saying?
So is that a good thing or is that a challenging thing, knowing that they got a part?
Good thing, most of it challenging a little bit here and there, you know what I'm saying? Especially for certain emulations from one or two of mine, you know what I'm saying, when they don't know the other half of they see it now, but they didn't know it then, but you know.
So Big Phil, how did you come up with the name Big Phil? Was it because you was that big guy growing up? Was you always tall and statuesque? Or was it because when they saw you coming, they was like, oh man, watch out, here comes Big Phil. Like the respect, the authority, what was it?
Neither or, because I was average size. I was a lot of times taller than a lot of people in my class, but I wasn't a big person or whatever. When I came back from California, stayed a spell in California. When I came back from California and really immersed myself in the street life, I didn't give myself the name Big Phil. The neighborhood did. My homies, the fiends, people that knew me from in diapers gave me Big Phil. It was no more Little Phil or Curly, as my uncle and a couple of his friends used to call me. They gave me the nickname Big Phil. So I earned it in some ways, I guess you could say.
So now when I look at your story, Phil, I look and see the things. I know you have some background in hip hop, and I know that you had some things with the law. Let's talk about that. What is the biggest thing that you have overcome that you want to help these youth today to avoid?
The biggest thing I succumbing to the system. I faced, like, there's no secret because I've talked about it. I faced a murder case, got charged at 17, got acquitted at 19, December 28th, 1992, got acquitted. Thank God for that.
So you had a murder charge. Was you in a gang? How did that come about? Take us back to what happened. Was it a bad choice? Yes. You don't hear me?
Well, I was living a certain lifestyle. I was involved with the streets, selling drugs, gang banging at a time, heavily active in a lot of things. Not only was I into music, but I was also into the streets And because I wouldn't let the streets go to fully do music, you know, I had to deal with what came with that. And the thing I want to, my message for the youth and other people that might have walked a similar path, that as long as you breathe, living and breathing is never too late, and that there's other options. And just because you feel like you stuck and entrenched in street life or whatever the case may be, that doesn't have to be the end all be all. That you can look at me. Here I am. I'm about to be 50 in December, where a lot of my friends and compadres didn't make it. I even have some family members that didn't make it that weren't even in the streets. So I look at myself as being highly blessed, and I just one of my messages, I want everybody else to understand that you too can make it out of your situation and circumstances. Even if it's not just the street life, it could be depression, it could be not having money, not having this, not having certain things or certain structure around you. You can conquer it all and progress and live your best life, so to speak.